We might be live. Javier, hello, sir. Assuming this is working. Can you hear me? Yep, it works. We have some extra noise tonight because this room has not had an air conditioner on all day. So it's on now, blasting onto the microphone because it's hot in here. Uncle Guns, hello, sir. Let's see. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by HRT, the purveyors of fine tactical goods. They make stuff, and they make stuff that I like, and they sent me some stuff, which got them tonight's sponsorship shot for the live chat. Adam, Josh, hello. We're sporting a new shirt today from Definitive Training Solutions. Those that know. Dave Biggers appreciates it. I don't know if Zach is selling the downrange shirt. I don't have a link handy. Sorry. It was kind of last minute. Obviously, I didn't even come up, turn the air conditioner on. I was doing a bunch of other stuff today. Had to go meet with a couple of sponsors for the muster, and then the local sheriff's department and local police department about training stuff, and it was been a busy day. Crystal, hello, dear. TJ, hello. I do have some sugar-free pink lemonade drink. No cool cup today. Again, too much of a hurry. So the HRT belt, let's talk about it. They paid to be the sponsor. Let's talk about their shit. So this is their inner belt. It is Velcroed. And if you look at it, I don't know how well you can see, it's a piece of Tegris curved like a smiley face with Velcro on it. So you slide it through the belt loops, pull it where you want, and press it on each other. It weighs nothing. It is the most comfortable inner belt to any two-piece belt system I have ever tried. The Tegris weighs nothing. It's very rigid because they cut it like a semicircle instead of a strip. I guess it's a strip that's curved. I don't know what the fuck you'd call it. It's very comfy in the pants. I did carry EDC with it, and then took the pistol out and put their other belt over top of it. Pretty awesome design because it doesn't have a buckle in the front. There's no like inner belt buckle followed by an outer belt buckle giving you all the buckles. So they have a belt with a buckle, an inner belt with a buckle, but whatever. And then their outer belt is this guy. It also is Tegris. It has a woodland camo cover on it with the Velcro that matches to that. Like the whole thing, you can see the back is just open Tegris. They make sleeve portions to cover that, but I didn't know how many I needed, so I didn't get any. Just got the two front sleeves. It comes with a G hook, or you can upgrade to a Cobra buckle, and then it slides in itself, and you click said buckle. It's pretty awesome. It has a prototype holster on a True North MHA or whatever on it, but yeah, it's pretty. I didn't buckle the buckle. It also weighs nothing, so that's pretty fucking cool. And that is the belt setup I'm trying out, and I already like it better than my old Riggers belt. So that knocks our sponsor placement out of the way for today. Travis Dynamics is not an HRT dealer. but we are at this point an HRT user. Oh, you know what? They had some other stuff. I didn't bring it upstairs. They make like a malice clip, but it's out of Tegris instead of injection molded plastic. A long one and a short one. It's super thin, like uh, the straps, the WTF straps. Real thin like that because it's Tegris, but it's rigid like a malice clip. No input on them yet. I got them along with it, but I haven't mounted anything with them. I will soon to see what that's like. I'll put some pictures up on the Instagrams. All right. There, we got that out of the way. Woohoo! Oh, let's see what else I got on my list here to talk about today. Didn't get a lot of questions, though I did just get one recently, came in via text that I'm not going to be able to answer because I don't have time to look up the answer. And it's a lookup answer. It's not a off the top of my head answer. But remind me now, mentioned it at the end. I also, this tells you how much I fucking care about you people. I have a missed call from Jay Gibson from like 2 minutes before this started. Like he was just going to have to wait. But anyhow, things to cover. First off, foremost, I need you all to help me. So if you're listening to this live chat later and not live, I want to put this out early. So before you tune out, you hear it. I am looking for some camouflage material. Not particular about what type of material, like 50/50 Nyco, Polyco, 100% cotton ripstop, something like that. The U.S. Forces, that's US4CS by Hyper Stealth Technologies. Either the woodland or the transitional pattern. I'd like to get a couple of yards of it. So if anybody out there knows where some is floating around, I have a special project. I would even take some Cordura or some webbing. In fact, the transitional is now called something else. I can't remember the name. It's Spanish. It's what the Mexican Marine Corps is using. Like they adopted the U.S. Forces transitional as their main pattern. So if anybody knows some Mexican Marines, apparently it's not like they don't have like surplus stores with old uniform items in it. So looking for that, their Mexican Marine pattern, aka U.S. Forces transitional pattern. Oh, Mr. Fiore, hello, sir. Uncle Guns, agreed. U.S. Forces is the tits. I am running a pistol caliber carbine. I assume that's what pick carbine for home defense, 16-inch barrel. What can and what ammo should I get? Well, I'm a big fan of the Q Erector 9 can, mostly because we're giving away a Q Erector 9 can at the muster. So it rates real high with me. And I would run Defiant Munitions. I don't know out of a 16-inch gun if the subsonic ammo would still be subsonic because the longer barrel gets you some more velocity. And if it cracks that like 1,100 feet per second barrier, it won't be subsonic anymore. I would ask Pete over on the Defiant Clubhouse. Actually, I would just text Pete. You might be able to text Pete too and ask him if out of a 16-inch barrel, his ammo stays subsonic. If it doesn't, then I wouldn't worry about getting subsonic ammo for it. Colt, that brings up a good point. I know El Jefe. Oh, Adam says they have 135 grains for subguns. I didn't even know. So there we go. All right. Sling Dubers. I got 30 tabs in last week. And I am now down to 7 of sling dubers left. I have no olive drab. I have I think it's 4 ranger green and 3 coyote brown in the regular sling dubers. I have some of the K models, which are the skinnier ones, in AOR1 and AOR2. They're more expensive because the material is more expensive, but they are going quickly, is what I'm my point. So you should buy them shortly if you want them. I have to actually have to pull one of those out. Oh, I'm going to give away the Marpat one at the muster. So I have a Marpat one downstairs on my gun bench. So I guess I'll give that one away, and it still means there's 7 to buy. I'm also real close to finishing my design on a sling. No idea who's going to make it, but I have a design for one. Speaking of sewn stuff, Fiore says make that 6 to buy. So 3 of each color left, unless he wants coyote, and then it's 2 coyote and 4 ranger green. But speaking of sewing, I got something new in the mail. I didn't even get it in the mail. I got it fucking hand delivered. So Andrew at Combat Art Training, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Smerek? I don't know. I've never spoken to Andrew, but Mr. Fiore, who's here talking on the chat, got a fanny pack from him, and Andrew sent some of these thingamabobs, which I don't know the name for, which is an elastic sleeve that goes around a flashlight and has shot cord attached to it. And he sent Mike one, and he sent another one and said, give that to Gary for him to try out. So I have it here. It was over on the Facebook and the Instagram. Man, you can't see it in the light too well. And if I had more light in here, this white shirt would be fucking blowing out the white balance. But it is an elastic sleeve that goes around the body, and then there's a shot cord sewed to it. Came with a cord lock, probably to adjust this length if you need to make it shorter, but I didn't. And I put it on this Streamlight ProTac 2L, which is a fine, okay light. It's got you can go strobe, low, all that bullshit. Just keep it on high, and that's it. But the thing I didn't like about it was there's nowhere good to put a lanyard on it. And I like the carry method with the elastic lanyard that allows you to go finger free and still have a light in your hand. I don't know if this will, yep, sure did. But the only downside to this light was there's nowhere to put a lanyard. So this elastic sleeve allows you to put a elastic lanyard on any light. I'm digging. I don't know how much it costs. I know it's on a website, and I can't give you the link to it. Boy, I was very unprepared. Oh, look. My least favorite moderator has come through with a link. I only have 2. It's Mike and Crystal. So it is called a flashlight shot cord adapter. What an awesome name. Andrew, we got to work on the name. But the product, it's awesome. So for a little while, I know the Surefire fanboys out there are going to hate this. I'm going to carry this Streamlight for some time and see if I can't get this elastic cord to fail. I don't know how that would happen, but we'll try. All right, that's what I got on the beginning, the first little section of my notes. Just a reminder, we are going to do a Q3 giveaway. Not sure what the criteria is going to be to win the giveaway. So let's see, Q3 would be July, August, September. So it'll be after the muster. We'll probably give people that come to the muster some extra entries or something. And we're going to give away a Mantis X10. That is going to be somebody's prize. Just don't know how we're doing it yet. So last weekend we ran fish 3 and fish 4. Fish 3 was night fishing. So it was the stuff from Fish 1 and 2, so solo and with a partner in the dark, or variable lighting levels. Some it was really dark, some it was some lights on some places, and rather enjoyable. And at the end of, we were there, we started at 10 and quit right before 8 at night, and it wasn't enough time. Like we could have been there for another full 8-hour day. There's a lot to work on, or a lot to work with. We learned a bunch of stuff. A lot of guys said, "Man, I need a brighter light." Not that they needed a brighter light, light up the inside of a 12 by 10 room. When they had to work with an opposing light, they needed something to overpower the light that was being pointed at them. We talked about photonic barriers and whatnot, and a lot of folks said, "Man, I want more candela, like all of it." Lesson learned. Then we did Fish 4 on Sunday. That was all force on force. People got shot. In fact, over on the socials, you'll see a Surefire Scout light with a broken lens. Guess how that happened? Guns pointed at each other. I believe Surefire is gonna someday take care of that with like a warranty thing. The brand new light too, like first time the dude had used it. I believe that's what he said. The only downside is Surefire's customer service does not have a reputation for promptly taking care of people. It's not. They might do great, but they don't have that reputation. Yes, Adam, you are correct. 100 Concepts makes an awesome light cover, which surprisingly for like a 3D printed type material, it seals real well without having like a foam gasket or anything in it. The downside is when it's on, you can't use your light. And when this dude's light got shot, it was lit up. Like there were lights on and things happening. It happened in the final exercise of Fish 4. So at Fish 4, we have some shit with lights, some with variable lighting, some without lights, because it's, follows on after Fish 3, which is the night fishing. So full contact fishing is I think what we're calling it. Not really to play off full contact gunfighting from Aaron Hollins, but Aaron Little. But he is calling that something else now. So we'll try and keep the full contact term alive in the fishing class, I guess. But it was a very complex problem. I think if you look at the thumbnail for today's Liveshat, it was the rough equation of the final X in Fish 4. Very complex problem to solve for all parties involved. And the light was needed, so he wouldn't have been able to use the light cover anyway. Yes, Adam, I think that is what he's calling it, Fight to Live. I'm probably going to ruin this shirt today because that's pink and this is white. And at some point it's going to end up on here. Zach should have made this shirt in black with the blue. And out of something not like army tent material, this has got to be the heaviest t-shirt I've ever worn. I'd wear this to go UTM. It's protective like a hoodie. Sorry, Zach, if you're listening. It could have been lighter. Tri-blend, that's the key you're looking for. Tri-blend shirts. So with the Fish 3 and 4, if you have questions about it, by the way, by all means, fire them off. I know there's probably a couple people in the chat that were at Fish 3 and Fish 4. They too can give you their opinions on it. Scott Wexler, hello, sir. The shirt is quite robust. Indeed, it is. I could wear this on a bug out, peel it off at night, and use it as my shelter. Tactical baby bibs. I don't know if I would make them tactical. They have a pirate flag on them, though. But so we did the fish 3 and 4. I thought it went well. Needed more time, like we always do. And the photonic barrier issue that we discussed led people to think, man, I want some brighter lights. So as it turns out, Tremis Dynamics since January has been a dealer for Z-Bolt. When we met them at the booth, saw the stuff, really impressed with it. They sent some samples home with all of us, or at least with Mike and I. And stuff has been stout, robust. Put it on guns I lent out to students, Force on Force guns. And finally going to put an opening order in. So for all you guys out there in the Liveshat world, and we can share this a little bit around as well for alumni and cool folks and whatnot. I do have a minimum advertised price that I'm required to advertise at. However, on the opening order, if you offline talk to me, I will quote you a below map price, because I'm allowed to do that in my brick and mortar store. I'm just not allowed to advertise it online. So it won't be like a on the website thing where you can buy it. We'll hash it out with Venmo or whatever. If you want to get some Z-Bolt shit, let me know. The tail caps are awesome. They do light bodies, and light bodies are light bodies. They do not do a pro mount. Only Surefire does that. Excuse me. But their heads, their IR illuminator head, which runs off a 3 or 6 volt, is awesome. They have LED white light heads, which are awesome, but they have an LEP. What the fuck is it? Laser excited phosphor. It's the brightest fucking light in the world. And they do sell diffuser caps that like screw in if you don't want like 1,000-yard hotspot. They also sell like a third-party flip over diffuser in a couple of those, like with some more spill but still a hot spot, and even more spill with still a hot spot, and then all spill that just flip on like 100 Concepts light cap flips on. I don't know which one of those I'm going to go with, but I'm definitely getting the LEP head I have a Scout body that's not being used. And so if anybody's looking at the Z-Bolt stuff and wants ultra fucking brightness, let me know, and I'll quote you some prices for this opening order. I might get some extra shit to sell, like actually on the website. We'll see. Oh, Scott went to buy a flashbang simulator and they're sold out again. They have been hard to keep in stock. Paymax Tactical, PAMAX, makes a flashbang simulator that uses either 12-gauge blanks, 12-gauge primers, or 9mm blanks. And we used them at Fish a couple times, and it's hard to find. Adam, they do dual fuel as long as it's at least a let me see if they can do 2 123s or an 18650. They might even have a handheld that does it 18350, but that one won't do a single 123. If you have the head fits the dual fuel bodies, like the Mod Light body or the dual fuel body, which is the bigger threading. However, if you have an old Scout light that only does 123s, they make an adapter so you can put the big head on the small body and still run it off 123s. So they do both. And like unless you have a 123 only body, and then it'll only fit 123s in it. And if that's the case, you can still use the head as long as it's 2 123s. And I'm telling you, they're fucking bright. Like so they show it at night at when they say 1,000 yards. I don't know. I don't have a laser rangefinder to prove it. and it throws a fucking spotlight out there that it's, man, like you can PID somebody at 1,000 yards. I don't even see well at 1,000 yards, but regardless, if I was running a magnified optic and threw that light on, at 1,000 yards, I'd know who that was. We use the inside a brightly lit convention center. Like it's a convention center. The rooms aren't little. And from where we were at all the way to the far wall, you could see the spotlight on it. And the room was already lit. I was fucking impressed. So my plan is to try one of those out with one of the diffusers. I might end up buying all the diffusers to see which one I like. So if it's a flip over diffuser, it comes with a screw on one. But if I'm running it with a diffused that's only good for a couple 100 yards or whatever, I think they said the one that's no hotspot is only good for like 40 yards, which would probably be fine for inside a house. But if there's a light you can't get through, you are a flip away from, I'll bust through headlights. Like it's that fucking bright. I don't know who Shore Tactical is. I do know that tacticalshit.com had a ripoff of the Paymax Tactical one, and there was going to be a lawsuit coming. So if it's the same one, it might not have forever warranty service or customer support, because if they get when the judgment says you can't copy this, that might cease it, or there might just be a licensing thing and then it keeps going on. I don't know. I just know the one that Tactical Shit was selling was somebody else's, and there were lawyers involved. Oh, Adam, those old M600s. Yeah, you can put different heads on them. It just takes an adapter. And I think like when you buy the head, I think it's like $20 extra if you want the thread adapter. Yeah, Josh points out that you could see behind the lights that were lighting the convention center on the ceiling with those heads. And I have seen the prototype laser aiming module. So it's a IR illuminator and visible and IR laser aimer. And it's fucking awesome too, but I don't know if they're coming out with it, but when they do, it's going to be fucking awesome. All right. So yeah, get a hold of me, not in the comment section, if you're looking to get in on some Z-Bolt action. There is not a minimum opening order as a dealer, so I don't need people to get in on board in order to make a buck. But for this first order, since I'm going to be ordering stuff, anybody out there, any of you guys want a deal, let me know. So updates, 21-22 October, Dynamic Carbine in Kalispell, Montana. That is happening. I know I mentioned it last week. We are done doing New Jersey documentation for pistol classes for their carry permit as of August. So we are going to do one of those on day 2 of Dynamic Week. And that will be the last time that we are doing those. Day 0 pistol will no longer have that option. Dynamic pistol will no longer have that option. So that is that. Let's see. Speaking of the purveyor of this fine shirt, Definitive Training Solutions is going to be here in Pennsylvania 16 September. We're going to have a live fire study group 17 September. Plus, he is going to be in Del Rio, Texas in, I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's the weekend before I'm there. So if you are in Del Rio and you do Zach's one-day pistol class, I'll give you his full tuition off of my pistol class the following weekend. Zach will actually be the one that gives you the discount code. So sign up for Zach's pistol class in Del Rio, and it's $150, I believe, is for his 1-day class. And he'll give you a $150 discount code off of my 2-day class the following weekend. So it's like getting his shit for free. Like, you should really get on that. And then when I'm there, it's got to be October at some point. I'm driving from Del Rio, Texas, after my class and going straight to Montana. In September, going to Florida for dynamic pistol, going to Tennessee for shooting and moving carbine workshop, and day 3 carbine. That should be pretty good. Still got dynamic week 5 pistol madness coming up in August, right before the all hands muster. It's one of the questions we got. And those are all my updates on that. I was rolling down to get to the question part. The questions were very interesting this time. One of the questions that came in via text message right as I was walking up here was, is there a Vortex low power variable optic that I like? And there is. And I don't remember what it's called. It's brown. So what I need to do is go look and then answer that on that text message instead of here on the live chat. Sorry. Hey, speak of the devil, Definitive Training Solutions. Hello, sir. Just been pimping out a bunch of your classes and your shirt made out of Arctic tent material. So there is a low power variable optic from Vortex that I like. I will dig up which model it is when I have the ability to look on a computer. I think it has clearer glass than the primary arms optic I've been using. I don't think the reticle is as cool. The overall best reticle glass combo I've seen in a low power variable optic is the EOTech Voodoo something. I really liked the 1-10 until I learned more about the physics of how the 1-10s work. And like a 1.5 to 10 would work way better than a 1 to 10. I would rather have a 1 to 8 than a 1 to 10 at this point. And EOTech makes one of those. I don't remember which model is which. Those would be my favorite. Oh, Adam Hall says that the Washington County machine gun guys added 2 more explosive classes for a total of 3 this year. That's down near Pittsburgh. Zach, I don't think it will let you post the link because you have to be a moderator, I believe, to post links. So if Mike or Crystal wanted to post the links, they could because they are a moderator. So anyhow, that question I will dig up. Funny question I got. The first question that was sent to me, not even remotely gun related, was, what do you think of the 2024 Formula One calendar? It was just released today. So if you're a Formula One fan, the part I found funniest was they still think there's going to be a Chinese Grand Prix. This is going to be like 5 years straight that they've scheduled one and then canceled it long before it happened. And then I would change other things. There's 24 races, 23 if we scrap China. It's a few too many. That's my thought on the 2024 F1 calendar. That question came from somebody that's soon to be a channel sponsor. I just can't announce it yet. TJ asked me, UTM rounds, are there different velocities and which ones were we using? So there are different velocities for the rifle rounds. There is the regular velocity and the reduced velocity. We were using the reduced velocity. The regular for man marking rounds. There's also non-man marking rounds and target rounds and blanks. And in the 5.56 man marking rounds, the green tip is the reduced velocity, and the black tip is the not reduced velocity. We would run the black tip if we were outside at longer ranges. Inside, we're going to be using the reduced velocity. I don't really... UTM, even the full velocity ones have such a... because they're so lightweight and such low velocity, they have an issue reaching out. So even when we expand or raise the velocity, I believe that outdoors it loses a lot of awesomeness. And then the last question. I mean, I have a question from last week that I have not yet prepared an answer for, about moving to different states and what the advantages, disadvantages, and whatnot of those states are. Last question I had that came through via the Facebook page was, what's going on with the muster? Again, Sonny Pazikis, Forward Training Concepts. He will be here, and his seminar is The Virtue of Selfishness, The Savage's Guide to Escaping Mediocrity. That will be a non-live fire seminar. Jerry Nuss is doing Team Selection and Plan Buy-In, also no live fire. Zach Bush of Definitive Training Solutions, who is here in the chat. He did not give me the name of his block of instruction, so I'm calling it Buckshot Sniper. Dave Bigger, that is a live fire block of instruction. Dave Biggers will be here doing a live fire and talkie combo block of instruction called My Two World Wars. Matt Wyke of Wyke Fitness, Fit for Survival, will be his non-live fire topic of instruction. I don't know if he's going to have like us out doing planks and squats, or if he's going to talk to us about fitness. About fitness, fourth taco in my mouth. Jay Gibson certainly will be in the Q&A panel, and probably wanted to talk to me today about what his block of instruction would be, but I did not answer his call so I could talk to you guys. Andrew Meisker will be doing volume 2 of Meisker's Magic of Medicine. That was super popular last year. Volume 1 was. He didn't come up with the name with that. I did. Mike Fiore. The last I heard, that the title of his topic is R. And I will be doing a block of instruction called The Dry Hump, a shooter's guide to dry practice. Zach says his title is called Long Range Shotgun. I liked Buckshot Sniper better, but it's his block. We'll call it whatever he wants. So every block of instruction now has a title. Oh, and Calvin. Is Calvin not on my list? Oh, yeah. Calvin also has not told me about a block of instruction, but will certainly be on the Q&A panel, and he can tell me a block of instruction anytime he likes. Adam, so we will be inside in the air-conditioned portion for the talkie stuff, and Mr. 45 ACP will be not too far out the door. And Zach will be 100 yards away on the shotgun area. Also over by Dave, he's bringing some Ed Brown guns to talk about with his Matu World War block of instruction, but he's going to bring an M&P, a threaded barrel M&P, and we're going to leave that Q Erector 9 out there. So when people get to shoot some 1911 stuff, they can also try out the Ed Brown M&Ps, and they get to shoot the Q Erector 9 that we're giving away. So that'll at least be quiet. Didn't really nail down any other stuff for giveaways. Bulletin is going to give away free memberships. First wave is going to give away a bunch of holsters and stuff, I guess. Susquehanna Valley Firearms is giving away the Q Erector 9. Ammo Supply Warehouse, I want to say, is doing 1,000 rounds of 9mm. I think 2 500 round packs. Yeah, Adam, it will be great for the AC for the talkie shit. Like, fuck that. We did it outside, like in shade last year. I think this year will work out better. Defiant Munitions sent like $150 worth of 9mm subsonic that's going with that Q Erector 9, and 150 rounds of 9mm TCX that's going to go wherever it goes. Like, we'll give that away somehow. And a couple of hats. Midwest Industries is sending a bunch of rails and sights. I have to talk to them tomorrow about a different project and maybe get an update on what those will entail. YMI Tactical Gear is giving away something that they make nylon-wise. Tremis Dynamics is giving away the Marpat Sling Duber. True North Concepts is giving away a grip stop. Mantis is giving away something. So far, we've got a bunch of stuff. I did reach out to other companies that we do have like affiliates with and whatnot. Haven't heard a lot more back. I do have a few other people to reach out to from last year that I neglected to reach out to this year because I'm terrible at organizing these things. So we'll do that as well. Big news. I forgot to put it in the notes. Shame this is at the end. It would have been better in the beginning, so people tuning in, 3 days from now that listen to it could get it. Start a new program here at Tremis Dynamics. The foreign exchange student, foreign exchange instructor, I guess we can call it. Foreign exchange instructor student. I don't know. I'll come up with a name for it. So here is the plan. This is a way, I think, for instructors to help each other out. So if you are a functioning firearms instructor out there in the world and you would like to take a Tremis Dynamics class, I am willing to do an exchange. So like if you and a buddy would like to come to one of my classes, then me and one of my instructors would like to come to one of your classes. We can do it class by class or training day, whatever. I don't know. Like I'm willing to do a one-to-one swap. And obviously, if there are consumables, either direction. So like if I came and took a force on force class from you, I would pay for the sim rounds, UTM rounds used, or any range fees, or whatever type of thing that wouldn't be part of like just a straight up exchange, and vice versa. So if you teach, you don't get to just say, look, I'm a teacher. And then when I'm like, well, where can I sign up for your stuff? You're like, well, I don't really have classes. I just want one of yours for free. Like you legitimately got to, have a functioning instructional business. I will gladly do exchanges. We'll see how that goes. That could crash and burn and stop at any time. All right. Oh, we're closing right in on 9. My 55 minutes will be timed well. That covers every single thing on my notes, all the questions that I have. So if you got something, you've got just a few minutes to punch it out there, and I'll try and answer it. I got a bunch of text messages that came in. Let's see if there's any of those that... No, nothing that... Nothing that needs taken care of. All right, so nothing there. That's funny. Just got a text that some package of mine was delivered in Kalispell, Montana. I was like, I don't remember moving there yet. It was somebody ordered a t-shirt off the website, and it was drop shipped, and the customer was in Kalispell. I got all excited for a minute. Yeah, I thought the networking was good and the knowledge exchange. Like, what my thought was, hey, if I do something different, and some other instructor might be like, man, that's great. I'm going to use that proprietary molecule. But I know firearms instructors don't make a lot of money doing that. So why not make it so it's easier for us to go exchange those ideas? If I can do my part, great. And if not, if it doesn't work out, at least I tried something. I tried to further the art somewhat, and hopefully it's a success. If not, we gave it the old college try, which apparently now college try involves paying off your own student loans. Who knew? I paid off mine. I went to college for 31 days. Still had a student loan to pay off. What else that happened? The Supreme Court's been knocking down a bunch of shit. It was pretty interesting. Affirmative action in colleges, like quotas and whatnot. Let's, for heaven forbid, we have anything merit based at that level. Wasn't the fucking frame and receiver rule just fucking shit can too? Like a judge just said, yeah, no, that's not okay. Got to go away. So like P80 can go back to doing whatever they were doing before. And I do believe P80 is a Montanan company, isn't it? Because the banquet that the state of Montana hosted at SHOT Show, dudes from P80 were there. And I thought it was because they are a Montana-based company. Makes me want to get a P80 and do something with it. They should make a P80. Shit. Could you make a P80 365? Like 80% of the FCU, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, yep. Josh is confirming the frame and receiver rule. They took a shellacking, which I think is awesome. All right. That's that. It's almost that time. What do you say we call this one? Oh, this room's finally starting to cool down, and now the live chat's over. We'll do another one next Wednesday. Could be a good one. Like if you filter me in some questions, maybe we'll do something cool. I don't know. But I don't have a class this weekend, so maybe some time to prepare for an actual good live chat. Sorry, you all get what you pay for. But we'll do another one. And, well, there you go, Uncle Guns. Maybe since I don't have a class this weekend, I have time to put all my thoughts together for that one. Because some of those states, there are things that I need to double check before I spew about them. All right, you all take it easy out there. I know I was having conversations with some of you off of the online thing. I'll jump back into those shortly once I put a cooler shirt on. Not cooler like it's cool, but like one that isn't so thick. And I will see you, the rest of you, next Wednesday. Toodles.